Hey everyone, this is Ryan Cote from Internet Business Passion. In today's video, I want to show you how to get results with SEO in 2013. My full-time career working with my family is in search engine optimization. I head up the digital marketing startup division of our company. And then my main side internet business is doing SEO, but for smaller clients. So I deal with SEO on a daily basis. And this video is going to be based on my own experience as well as the study that Search Metrics has put out on the ranking factors for 2013. It's a great report. I highly recommend that you download it. It's free. Okay, let's dive right in. Keyword research is probably the most crucial step of SEO. If you pick the wrong keywords, you're going to get the wrong results. You want to start out by using your brain and come up with a list of keywords that you think people would search for to find your product or service. Okay, so you want to create this hit list, but with your own brain, and then use software to drill down. I recommend Longtail Pro, but there's plenty of other software out there. I like software because it just makes my job easier. I always start out with my head, but then I take that hit list and plug it into software, and it shows me, am I on track? Are there other keywords I'm not thinking of? What's the search volume? How competitive are the keywords? So I like Longtail Pro, but there are other software on the market. You want to find keywords that are not ultra competitive. Unless you have an enormous budget, don't do it. Be realistic with your keyword research. There's plenty of keywords out there. Even if it doesn't have as high of search volume, you can probably find one that will convert better and quicker to rank for, and that's what I always try to do. Find keywords that are not ultra competitive. Let's give you a really quick example, okay, using Longtail Pro. So I just plugged in rodeo clowns. I'm not sure why. That's just what came to mind. Okay. And if you see here the broad terms here, rodeo clown, yeah, they get the bigger searches, of course, because they're broad. They probably won't convert as well. But look at, they're kind of competitive. Over 40 in Longtail Pro is considered competitive. Okay. Now this isn't ultra competitive, but it's still competitive, and the keywords are kind of broad. But if you look at like Rodeo Clown School and Rodeo Clown Salary, these two keywords could make up a niche site on teaching rodeo clowns how to become a rodeo clown, or how to teach people how to become a rodeo clown. So the schools, the salary that they make, and yeah, the search volume isn't that competitive. I mean, that isn't that much, but the keyword competition level is much better. Okay, and in reality, there's probably dozens of salary, rodeo clown related keywords that would bring in traffic from optimizing for this one keyword, and the same thing with rodeo clown. So don't be totally, don't go based on just the keyword volume you're seeing here, because this is just for one keyword. In reality, there's dozens of keywords that are related to this term and dozens that are related to this term. You add up all the search volume and it's not that bad. And then you're dealing with keywords that aren't as competitive. They're more niche and they probably will convert better. Okay? So that's keyword research. On-page optimization. This is an overlooked component of SEO for the past few years, but the Search Metrics study shows that it is important to have the proper on-page optimization. You can still rank without it, but you want to stack the odds in your favor, and you want to make sure that your keywords in your title tag and your description tag. You want to make sure that your site's using H1 or an H2 tag with keywords in there, and you want to make sure the content you're creating is specific to the keywords you want to rank for. Okay, this whole relevancy thing is very important. I want to rank this page for red widgets. Is red widgets in the title, the description, the H1 or H2? Is the content, is it all about red widgets? But that being said, do not spam. You want the site has to be good for the visitor, because that's just better, and you want the site to convert. So make sure that the on-page optimization you do is readable. Okay. One tool that I like to use for making sure that my content is speaking to the keywords that I'm focused on is this tool called, there it is. It's ranks.nl, and I just plugged in this page from Smart Passive Income into it, the backlinking strategy that works. I'm guessing this is the keyword that he's trying to rank for. Okay, And if you analyze this page through the ranks.nl tool, it shows you which keywords this tool thinks this page is about, and it's a good estimate as to if you're on the right track. Passive income, site smart passive income, so of course this is going to show up. But look at backlinking strategy. Okay, so this keyword, and it goes deeper. It just shows you like different keywords that it found, and this is the kind of data you can get at Webmaster Tools as well. But if you're doing this for a client, you might not have access to that data. Backlinking, strategy. So if that is a term he's going for, backlinking strategy, this content speaks to that keyword. Okay, that's a tool I like to use. It's free. Okay, content creation. It's always been important. It's becoming more important. It's every new page you add to your site is another way for someone to find you. Google hates stale sites as well, but even putting that aside, if you add 10 new pages to your site, that's really good. That's 10 new ways for people to find you. 10 new pages drawing in long tail traffic. Okay? 10 new pages that are attracting people to your site. Alright? So you want to make sure that you have a content plan in place for your site. Alright? And the study from Searchmetrics showed that longer content tends to rank better, and content with video and or images tends to rank better. Now Google's ultimately just a robot, and if they come to your site and they see long content and they see content with images and video, they're going to make the assumption that this is better quality content, and maybe it's not. Maybe the content's kind of crappy, but let's assume that you're building good content, okay? Because you should be, and put in images or videos into the content and make sure that you write a decent amount, and you're stacking the odds in your favor for ranking better, bringing more traffic to your site, and that's what it's all about. Link building, still the mothership of SEO, still an important factor for ranking. It's just a different game now. You want to focus on quality over quantity, manual over automation. Okay, and you want to make sure you're building high quality links when at all possible, and links from high quality sources. Okay. So examples would be guest posting. You can use expired domains. That could be a little bit gray, but I guess all link building is against Google's terms of service. But I view link building honestly as a promotional marketing method. It's no different to me than creating content or advertising with banners or whatever. It's a marketing strategy. You have a site. You need links to rank. So you promote your site and get links, and I consider that a marketing strategy. Especially if you build links for SEO and traffic. Don't just build links for SEO. Try to get links that are also for SEO and traffic. So you can get direct traffic to your site as a result of those links, and also you get some SEO value. So that's an important thing too nowadays in 2013 is building links for SEO and traffic. Okay, quality over quantity, manual over automation. Another strategy I like to use for getting backlinks is looking at my competitors. A cool tool that I use all the time is SEMrush. I have a paid account with them, and if I type in smart passive income into the box here, they do a lot, but just for this video, one of the things is competitors. They show you who your true competitors are in the SERPs. Okay, so if I type in smart passive income, according to SEMrush, Chris Ducker is competition for Pat, Live Your Legend, Passive Income Shortcut. So if I just take Passive Income Shortcut, I then take that URL and I plug it into another paid tool that I use. There's a free version, but I use the paid version because you can get more data. If I type in Passive Income Shortcut, I can see all their backlinks, or at least a good amount of them. And I'll go through here and I'll say, all right, are there any of these that I can get? Okay, to help my site. This site's already done the work, so let's see what he's doing or she's doing, and see if I can get any of those links. So it takes time, but that's the way it works. You gotta try to find good links. So those are some of the strategies that I think are worth considering. Okay, and then the last component of effective SEO, the last element, is social signals. And this wasn't as much of a factor last year. And this is probably my biggest takeaway from the search metrics report, their study, is that social signals are now to the point where you can't ignore them. Okay, especially Google Plus. They're Google Plus. I'm telling you, they're doing it. I know that Facebook still is dominant, but Google Plus is really doing it. And the study showed that Google Plus ones are the biggest ranking factor. Now, this does not mean that you cannot rank without Google Plus ones. It doesn't mean that you'll rank with only Google Plus ones. It just means that in the sites that they studied, the top ranking sites had a lot of Google Plus ones. Okay. In reality, you want to get all this type of stuff. Facebook shares, Google Plus ones, link building. It all works together. Proper on-page optimization. But you look at these ranking factors. Google Plus one, and I really read the reports. It's important. But Google Plus ones, Facebook shares, backlinks, Pinterest tweets, they're all important. They're all important. So you can't ignore it anymore. You have to be building social signals. How do you do that? Well, the best way really is to produce great content that people want to share, and then make it easy for them to share. Okay? Make it easy. Put sharing buttons on your website. Make it easy. Produce great content. Become active in social media. Okay? And then make it easy for people to share your content. So if we use Internet Business Passion as an example, the interview I did with Brian Dean from Backlinko, if you read it, you're reading. All right, this is great. Learning a lot. Get to the end, boom. I'm asking you to share. Tweet, Google Plus, Facebook like, whatever you want to do. Okay? So I'm giving them good content, and then I'm asking them to share. There's other plugins you can use that put it at the top. I just like to experiment with putting it at the bottom because I only want to ask them to share it when I know they've read the whole thing, and hopefully they like it, and then they'll share it. But you can do whatever you want. Experiment with it, but make it easy. Produce great content, and then make it easy for them to share the content. Folks, that is it. That is it. This is how you rank in Google in 2013. Pick the right keywords. Make sure your site's optimized for those keywords. Produce great content that people want to link to and share. Build links. Build good links. Quality over quantity, manual over automation. And then get some social signals to your site. Put sharing buttons on your site, on every page of your site that's important. Okay? If you do these things, you will rank. Okay? I'm not sure how long, because it varies based on your niche and how much of this you're doing. But you will rank. Learn these skills, practice, you'll get better, and you will rank, I promise you. Alright? Thanks guys for taking the time to watch this video. I really appreciate it, and I'll talk to you soon.